Hello and welcome to Binary News, your daily dose of focused gaming news with myself, Marta. Today is the 11th of July and today I have some news regarding EA and their Dungeon Keeper game, which of course is probably one of the most reviled games to come out in recent memory. And obviously should be congratulated for its ability to completely destroy a much beloved franchise. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about some kind of silly comments from the EA mobile boss Frank Gibeau, who said that EA has a lot to learn in the mobile gaming space and it may have, quote, innovated too much with Dungeon Keeper. And he said, quote, Dungeon Keeper suffered from a few things. I don't think we did a particularly good job marketing it or talking to fans about their expectations for what Dungeon Keeper was going to be or ultimately should be. Brands ultimately have a certain amount of permission that you can make changes to, and I think we might have innovated too much or tried some different things that people weren't just ready for, or frankly we were not in tune with what the brand would have allowed us to do. And then he went on to say that EA needs to be, quote, as good as Supercell, King, Gung-Ho, or some of those other companies that sustained live services for long periods of time in order to compete in the mobile space. Until then, Gibeau said that it will honour its commitment to Dungeon Keeper's players by supporting the game. And then he finished up by saying, quote, so our view is that that will keep Dungeon Keeper going as long as there's a committed and connected audience to that game. Are we going to sequel it? Probably not, but we don't want to just shut it off and walk away. You can't do that in a live service environment. Oh dearie me. EA just have said lots of silly things recently. To be fair, it's not the same person who said the silly thing from the other day about gamers are afraid of change, but this is still pretty priceless. Look, EA, I hate to break it to you, but people don't like being nickel and dimed regardless of the game. You could have done this with, oh, I don't know, Palm Tree Simulator 1000 and people would have gotten pissed off at the amount of microtransactions. The fact that you did it to a much beloved franchise like Dungeon Keeper just massively added salt to the wound. In fact, there was more salt than wound at that point. So, I think instead of trying to fold this off as, oh no, it was just too much innovation, we're too ahead of our time, it's like, no. I hope that that kind of level of microtransactions never becomes a thing that's okay. If that becomes a thing that's okay, we have failed. I'm sorry, but you know that should never be a thing that's okay in any space. There are ways to do microtransactions in free-to-play games. There are good ways and there are bad ways, and that is definitely one of the worst ways. If you were to release a free-to-play game and have reasonable microtransactions, fine, whatever. But don't think that that sort of thing is okay, just maybe you've got to find the right franchise for it, or maybe, you know, gamers aren't quite ready, or marketing PR gubbins, whatever you want to tell yourself to make yourself sleep at night. Oh dear, I do sometimes think that EA's executives live some kind of fantasy planet, but I don't really know. Anyway, that is me done for this video, guys. I'll see you next time.